Good morning. So, something happened yesterday. I was sitting in my car after a blowout with God. I recorded it. And in the middle of the video, a whirlwind came up behind my car, went around the car. It wasn't quite visible on camera, but you can see me react to it in the video. It came up behind the car, went around my car, went around the dumpster that was on my right, and went around the building there down at the gas station. It rained and rained and rained and blew and blew and blew. When I drove home, only a mile away, there was no storm at all. The storm was only over top of that gas station. If you haven't seen my pinned video already, go watch it. It's on there. I talked in that video about witness, being a witness for Father. And this morning I went live. I played my own music, and I did interpretive hand dancing with that music. I know all of the words, and all of the words also have a tongues interpretation that just pours out of me. And I hear what I am saying with my hands. And it is tongues. There are tongues of fire, tongues of in the eyes. There is the telepathic tongues. There is tongues that is other languages, known languages, and angelic languages. There is tongues that is body language. Father told me back in, 2012, that all flesh would be made silent, that our pride would be completely gone and humbled, our sin would be gone, and we would return back to the abilities that we had before, which are telepathic abilities, basically a complete, crystalline mind over again. I know what that feels like because I had it in heaven in my near-death experience. But yesterday I had a fight with God. And there goes my cats fighting. I told God, look, I don't have any desire to be bearing witness of you and your current way of being. I will not worship a God that is a duality. That's not my God. My God does not have this evil side. I know God beyond the duality threshold. And God, I want you to start acting like the God I know. This duality has to go away. And I am willing to be completely disintegrated to dust, that your people would know the truth about who you are, Father. So let me see it with my own eyes, before my own eyes. The people know the truth of who God is. Because right now, good and evil are right in our face. It doesn't matter where you look, you're going to see what you're looking for. And if you look for bad, you're going to see Sodom and Gomorrah right before your eyes. If you look for the good and look for the glory, it's very difficult to find. It's very difficult to see, and you can only see it with eyes that see and ears that hear. And there's a group of people that are stuck in the middle, where God's hand is against them. And no matter what they do, and no matter where they turn, everything turns to ash in their hands. They can work all they want. They don't get ahead. They can save all the money they want to. The bank's always empty. God's hand is against them. Until he is done with his hand against them, that will not stop. And who knows his timing and why he is doing it? Only he knows. He alone knows the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but truth. And we are here in this physical plane, walking around on this earth, in this duality of mind, warring within ourselves, and it has been that way since the beginning, since the fall. And I was demanding God change this. And for the first time in my entire existence, I turned around. I turned around in the throne room. I have stared Father in the face since I was created. And I turned around because of love, not because of rebellion, not because of rejection, not because I don't worship God anymore, not because of any of those reasons, but for love. Stop being this manifestation in this realm, Father. Do something differently. See differently. Remember your servants. This is in the Bible all over the place. And the Lord remembered his servant Job. Like, there is something to that, okay? And as I turned around, I locked eyes with my twin flame there in the throne room. We both have a higher self. Locked eyes, and I heard behind me, remember your father, and forget not the words of your mother. Well done, thy good and faithful witness. And then a husband will leave his mother and father and cleave to his wife and go to your husband and cleave to your husband, your one true one. And there in the throne room, in the astral celestial realm, I stepped toward my husband in the higher realm, eye to eye, toe to toe, face to face. And I realized it was a wedding of a sort, not like weddings on earth, but a wedding nonetheless. And here I am on the physical plane, so 2 places at once. It's what I do all the time. And this connection was absolutely powerful, and something happened. I felt a shock go through my body. I felt as if someone had taken a tent stake and driven it through my third eye all the way to my neck. I felt as if I had had a brain aneurysm. I felt as if I had been shocked from on high by lightning in my mind, and my mind immediately felt completely erased of all thought, all worry, all stress. It was that integration feeling that I am familiar with, but far more than that. And I thought for one split second, did I just die? And I was sitting in the car, and I was having all this data go flying through my mind, terabytes and terabytes and terabytes of download from the throne room, like I had just been plugged into a new matrix. All of this was all happening all at once, and there was so much information, there was no way to retain it, and I knew that it would be brought back to mind when I needed it. I don't worry about that. I'll bring all things to mind when you need it. One image went flying through my mind, and I saw my own head, my own skull, as a crystal skull, like it was made out of diamond, glowing, glory, diamond skull. And it was in my hand. I was holding it at arm's length, and it was both inside of my mind and in my hand at the same time, like a new bones, new foundation, new understanding. I mean, people talk about having a crystalline body and all these sorts of things. It didn't look like any of the stuff people talk about. It was the most beautiful thing I had ever seen, and I felt it both inside my head and I was looking at it in my hand, like mirror images. And so that's what was going on in the background of that video as I was sitting there speaking. All of that was going through my mind at the same time, and after I shut off the video is when that zap happened through my head. So here I am, being careful with my